Greetings, students and their friends. Today we want to look at the importance of revising your lectures immediately after the class. The importance of revising your lecture notes immediately after the class. You know, many of our students are in the habit of not revising their lecture notes until the next class. This normally happens both at the secondary level and the tertiary section. The truth is that if you have your lecture or class and you don't go back to revise your notes immediately after the class or the lecture, you may forget a lot, and that is what is killing most of our students. That is what is making them not to like the subject or the course physics. So I want you to pay attention to this. Number one, you need to review your notes immediately after the class, as soon as possible. There are some of the things that you not or you may not understand in the class. You know, we have categories of students. There are some students that will grab everything in the class when the teacher or the lecturer is there. There are some classes of students or set of students that may understand or will understand the full lectures or classes after that particular class. So you need to understand where you belong. I know students will always be students. Some of the students, they just copy. They just copy what others are doing, not knowing their background. You need to know your strongholds and your weak points, where you belong. And by the time you recognize this, you'll do yourself a lot of good. So review and edit your notes as soon as possible after the class. There are some of the spelling, the shorthand that you take or you write during the lecture. You need to put them together and then make your notes more understandable. Then number two is to summarize the key ideas. You know, during your exam or during examinations, you may not have the time to read all your notes and all the textbooks, but the summary you make after your each lecture will guide you. Just maybe beside your notes on the margin where you're not supposed to write, you can make small notes, summaries, and this will help you to understand or do your revision during examination. some of the steps, maybe during the class, some of the formulas you didn't understand. Maybe a lecturer will just jump some steps. During this time, you take time to understand all the steps, and that will go a long way to help you. And that is the reason why it is always good to attend lectures. For example, if you don't attend lectures and you collect notes from your classmates, some of them go into shorthand because they want to meet up. You may not really understand the notes, but when you are there and you take these notes by yourself, you understand better. So it is good to summarize your key ideas after the lectures. Then number 3 is to integrate your textbooks with your notes. You know, many of the students always depend on what the teacher or the lecturer give in the class, those notes may not help you much. If you really want to understand the course or the subject, you need to consult some textbooks and other resources. And it's after your lecture that you do this almost immediately. Consult, go to the library, consult online resources, and then you understand your lectures better. And that's what makes a good physics student. That is what gives you an edge over other students. You, the A student, the average student, the what you make out of the textbooks and other resources, you make a comprehensive note, and then you are better off. Then number 4 is to brainstorm examples. Like I always say, physics is about calculation, understanding the basic concept, the basic theory. By the time you, after the class, you go to review your notes, you do more examples, solve more examples, maybe from the exercise section of your textbook. Look for more examples and solve as many as possible. It will help you. Give yourself some assignment. Ask yourself questions and answer those questions. That is what we mean by brainstorming on more examples. Then number 5, you practice regularly. Consult past questions. If you're in the secondary class, either the WAEC or JAM, whatever you are preparing for, or NECO. If you are in the tertiary institution, get past questions. See whether you'll be able to answer some questions that concerns that topic. After the class, by the time you do this, that is what even gives you an opportunity to challenge your teachers, your lecturers with some questions that you cannot answer. And when you are not reviewing this, by the next class, every day after the lecturer or the teacher will ask any question you don't have because you didn't review your lectures after the class. And then number 6 is having your personal study timetable. I always talk about time management. Many students don't manage their time properly. If you have your personal study timetable, you'll be able to, and this timetable should be in line with your lecture timetable. For example, you have a physics course on your lecture timetable today. You should also make your personal timetable in such a way that in the evening of that day, physics should be on your personal timetable so that you'll be able to study that course that same day. And then if you do this, it will help you to manage your time properly. To help you to manage your time properly. These unnecessary visits you want to just because you don't have this timetable to manage your time properly, you keep on moving from one point to another. But if you have that, your conscience will tell you that you have not achieved this task for this day. You have not achieved this on your personal study timetable. So you need to achieve that. So some students engage on for so long on the social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, and all these things, TikTok. We're not saying you should not do social media, but there should be time for it. So if you are if you manage your time properly, you have time for social media, you have time for your studies, private studies, you have time for your church activities, you have time for your sports. That is time management as a student. This is for both students that are studying physics as a course, those that are doing physics as general course, those that are even at the secondary school level. If you manage your time properly, then you discover yourself to be a very good student of physics. So to recap, 1. Review and edit your notes immediately. 2. Summarize key ideas. 3. Integrate textbook into your notes. 4. Brainstorm on examples. 5. Practice regularly the use of past questions. And 6. To maintain a personal study timetable. I hope this will help. If it's useful, please share to your